Wagwan guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna try and bring back some life in these stairs here. We're gonna take it all the way down, we're gonna cut it down and rebuild a new stairs here from the basement to the outside. And I wanna walk you through the process step by step of how to construct something like this. With no further ado, let's dive right into the video. But before I dive into the video, go ahead and give your boy Ryan a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming video like this one. Let's get started guys, we have a long way to go. So my plan here is to remove all these stairs because as you see some of them is squeaking. Some of them the measurement is not the same. If we check this one you could see it's 8 inches. If we come over here it's 10 inches. We want to have a consistent step come all the way down. Also the rise is not the same either, so we're gonna try and remove this and try our best to rebuild it to the best of our knowledge. Up here is not too bad. We might gonna go over those three. Those are super solid, but once we get up there we'll see what's the best thing we need to do in order to fix those. So I'm putting on my gloves. Very important to protect your hands. Wear a mask if you have one. For this you're probably the best tool you probably need for this is a sawzall. We have a sawzall here. This is the tool that we're gonna use to execute this job. I like to make a tie right around my line just before I plug it in. That way it's harder for it to pull out. We're gonna start to cut these apart. Alright, so we'll finish with the first one. Just gonna pop it out. It should be super easy to come out. As you see, just hold by 1 nail. This one holding by 3 nails. We have the riser here. We're gonna move this out of the way as well. So you see here, pull down most of our steps. Now we're gonna remove the landing. We're gonna strip down all the top off the landing right now, so that way we can level it. As you can see that it's shrubbing over, it's sloping over this way. So we're gonna take it down. That way we can assist our joists. This way we can level it. You'll see as we go. Okay, so we have to cut over there. We don't have to make a cut over that side, so that way we can release. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to cut just a small portion so that way I can see underneath to know whether or not if there's any wire, just to make sure that we don't cut any wire underneath, any electrical wire. We're gonna go ahead and remove all these nails. We check to make sure that we're nice and level here. So we need to level going right across. So I make a few cuts As you see here, niche out my backs, my octagon backs, so that way it can easily sit over it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a bit of glue at the back, just right at the back of my joist here. Basically sistering the joist before we screw it up in place. So now I'm just gonna sit it perfectly right onto this. Gonna put our level right onto this one. That's where we want our level from. And now I'm just gonna screw this in place. Beautiful. Now we need to get a big level because we need to level it across. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some glue right onto mine, just the same way we did with the other one. Right here is where she's level. Now we need to install the piece that's going in the middle here. All we have to do now is just put our glue and then just make sure that this one is sitting directly onto the level. Just put a small piece here, and afterwards we're gonna get ready to install our subfloor. So right out here at the edge, I did have to bevel a small piece to fill out this gap here because after just so that way we can maintain the level coming right through. Now it's nice and level. Now we need to take some measurement for our sub. So we sister all of our joists. We finish glue them up and screw them up properly. Now we need to take some measurement for our subfloor. So we're just gonna measure from this end, come right out to the outer edge here. Same measurement from here, 37 inches, 36. Right here, so that way, once you put our subfloor, we can just mark a straight edge. It should be right on this one here. Not this one, this one. So we need to put our line right there. Need to put another line. We can work with either one of these lines because I bring it up to the same level. Also over here, put a mark right there. So we need to put some glue right along here before you put your subfloor. Now I already cut my subfloor. I'm just putting some glue before I go get it. And we're gonna go get our subfloor. Now that I have him here, I'm gonna get some screws and just screw down my subfloor. And just get a long level. Just make a few marks just to make sure that we have it directly into. By 33. So 1/78 by 33. So as you see, we finished to pull on our step. Now we need to take some measurement to mark out our steps. What we're gonna do here, the first measurement I'm gonna take, I'm gonna measure from the the finished floor right up to the top of where we want our step to finish. So here I have a piece of 3/4 inch subfloor. I'm gonna measure from the bottom of my finished floor to the top of where my floor is gonna be finished. Right? So it's 60 inches. Now I am gonna do some calculation. So I have my calculation open up here. Hopefully you guys can see it clearly. So we're gonna go 65, 6, 7. Let's go 7. So we have 8.5 roughly for our rise. I want it to be around 7.5 somewhere there. So we're gonna take off this measurement here, take off this number. We're gonna go again, 67 this time. Now let's do 8. 60 multiplied by 8 equal 7.5. So this is more of a workable number, 7.5. You want to try to go between 7.5 to 8 inches for your rise. So we're gonna stick with 7.5. So this is gonna be our rise. Now we need to work out the run. So now we're working with the span of this much here, which should be around 60 inches, I believe. Let me just measure this again. So if I measure from here, from right out, see 9 times 7, see how much we get here. 9 times 7 equals 63. So we need to have, probably gonna have to go with a little bit less than 9, because we can't pass here. We can't pass this point. If we pass this point, then we're gonna go over, way past where it was before. So where it was before, it was 7 step. We're trying to work with the same 7 step that was there before. So in order to get 7 step, we have to, so we said 7 times 8 point. So we're gonna have to go with 8.5. 8.5 gonna land us right here, 1/2 inch pass, which would be fine. But also you wanna measure, you wanna step down, 1 step down here. So I'm gonna measure 7.5 inches from the top. Come right down here. So 7.5 inches. So this is where our first one gonna be. So now I'm gonna take you outside and show you how to mark this out. All right, let's make our jig. I'm gonna make a jig. So we know our rise is 7.5 inches. We're gonna mark 7.5 inches here. And we know our run is 10 inches. So we're gonna make 10, mark 10 over here. And we're gonna just score that across. It's important to make sure that your board is 90 degrees square. It's very important. We're just gonna screw this up place. Let me just touch it up. Start from here. 1. Remember, we need 7. So now we have our 7th step. So we're gonna come down here. This is gonna be the bottom. This one gonna be 6 3/4. Alright guys, so now we're gonna put a few screws right into our board. Here that's sitting on the wall. We drill a few holes. Over 7.5. Now we're gonna screw this one in place. Alright, so we finished to install our stringer. Now we're gonna install our first riser here. So guys, I put some pale glue right along here, and we attach our, so you want to attach this first, you want to attach the riser first before you attach the run. Now that we have the riser attached, we're gonna go ahead and for the risers, we're using some 1-inch nail. Now we need some 2 inches nail for the thread. So we're just gonna remove our 1 inch. So I use my chop saw to rip it down to 36 inches. Now we're cutting it to 7.5 right now. So I set my gauge to 7.5. Now we're gonna rip it off. Now we're gonna put some glue. The more glue we use is the less chance for squeaking. We don't want no squeaking, guys, right? We need to draw back for our 1 inch. More over here again. Thread, now we need to put a bit of glue here. Just attach the one up top. Now we need to come right across with 1 inch up. We also need to put nail right along here. Pretty close. So right now we have one more left to go. Alright, so I made a few cuts for my nose. That's gonna go here. Okay, so we finally finished our stairs. Now for the landing we're gonna do some tiling, and I wanna walk you through step by step of how to tile your landing. Alright, so as you see here we're finished. Just install that last piece of nose there. It was the same way how we did this one here. As you see we have all the steps go all the way down. For here, we're gonna install Detra right here, and afterwards we're gonna do our tiling. So before I do all of that, I want to take some measurement, cut all the cuts that needed here, and afterwards we're gonna begin the installation process. So I want to put a full tile right here at the start of the door, and then I put a piece of one maybe back down here. I think it will look better that way. Yeah, so first thing I'm gonna measure the width of my tile, which should be 23 and 5/8. I'm gonna measure 23 and 5/8, take a mark. So one cut, guys, and it perfectly fit, as you can see here. Now that we fit perfectly, we just need to install our Detra and yeah, start the installation. So now we're going to install our Detra. So I go ahead and I vacuum my area. Now we need to get some water, wipe over our surface, make sure that we remove all any form of dust or debris that may still leave back after we do our vacuum, before we apply our mortar to install our Detra. So here we are using a 3x3x1/8 trowel from Sluder. We're gonna start by using the smooth part to kind of level it out first, just like you see I'm doing it here. Just gonna go over our Detra. I have here growth in floats, so we're just gonna embed it, try to push it out one direction. Now we install that piece, you want to squeeze it down and embed it. I'm gonna install this piece here. So today I want to walk you through the process of how to install skirt board beside your stairs. So here I have 11.5 pine right where she is nicely secure. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a screw and I'm just gonna secure it right in the middle. That way it can't move, so that way I can take my marks. So I'm gonna start with my first mark. Put our square directly right onto our steps and mark underneath. Just like so. Now we're gonna make our next mark. This one here is 1 inch. Hopefully you guys can see. 1 by 1 3/4. 1 inches. 1 3/4. Guys, basically this is how we're gonna mark all of these. So we have all of them marked now. See, we have the one down at the bottom. Finished to install our skirting board. Now I did a bit of filling. Didn't get to show that in the video. We did a bit of filling and now we're just doing a bit of painting now. We're gonna stain the thread in black and paint the risers in white. That's the looks that we're going for here. I'm doing the painting first before I do my staining. I believe you can do either one first. I personally choose to do the painting first, and then we're gonna jump on to our staining right after our paint is dry properly. I'm gonna go over it with 2 coats of paint. Whenever I use my paintbrush, I always like to go back over it and roll it. Personally, that's how I like to do it. I don't like to see the spore of the paintbrush. Might go a bit faster, so for that reason I might. Alright, so now we're preparing for our stain. I have here some soap water, some Dawn soap, mix up in the water, get a sponge. I want to go through and wipe down everything. Maybe you want to get a sandpaper and go back over and briefly sun over it before you apply your stain onto it. So I'm just going over with my soap water right now. You see I wipe from the top to all the way down. Make sure that it's free from all dust and debris before I go ahead and install my stain. So guys, this is one of the easier way. As you see, I'm just using a small brush here just to kind of cut. A lot of guys would tape it up first, and afterward they would tape it. But I find cutting it like this is way faster in my opinion. And after I cut it, then I get a rag. I dip the rag right in my stain, and then now I can just go over it. Just dry them over. Now for the bottom, you want to put your finger just a little bit under and run it underneath the bottom just like so. Not sure if you can see. But there's a little bit of stain getaway on my skirting board. So now I'm gonna get a soap water with a piece of sponge, and easily it come off just like a butter. So if you're doing this, you want to have a bucket of water with soap in there, just in case any stain get away. You can just wipe it off.